Alright guys, if you want to see how I went from this to this, stay tuned and watch the video. We'll be right back. Hey guys and gals, welcome back to a Vinny Built Structures video. In this video, I am going to be doing a kit for Mr. Gary Weiss. And this is the kit I'm going to be doing for him. It's the N-Scale ADM grain elevator. Now, I am 100% sure that Gary can build this by himself. But the reason why he sends it to me is because Vinny Built Structures will put a twist into the build. And this build is no different. There will be a twist going into this build as well. So if you guys want to see what that twist is all about, stay tuned and watch the video. Here we go. This is Vinny Vid Production, brought to you by Yankee Dabbler. For a 7% discount on your purchases, use code BNSF6951. And by Highways and Byways, awesome graphics for your streets and roads on your model layout. Hey guys and gals, welcome back to another Vinny Vid Productions video featuring Vinny Built Structures. Hi, my name is Vinny. I am your host, but I'm also known as BNSF6951. And then I'm also known as Cousin Vinny. The content you'll see here will be on scratch builds, kit builds, and some kit bashing on model railroad structures. So, if you guys are interested in watching some of these kind of videos, click down here on the icon and subscribe to my channel. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit the bell right next to it. Make sure you do the one with the two little lines on the side so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. With all that being said, come on in, see what I'm doing. Alright guys, we're going to start this build by first of all taking everything off the sprues. As you can see right here, I already started on the silos to clean them up and get the edges as straight as I could. I really don't like doing these kits because these silos never ever come out right without doing extra work to them. And I do have some putty on auto, so I'll be able to fill in the seams when I get done with this. Anyhow, we're going to start taking off taking these off the sprue, and then we're going to go ahead and paint these guys up. So I'm going to get you guys out the camera right now, and we'll see how that's going to work out. Alright, so what I'm going to be using is this nifty little sprue cutter that Roy Hardwick had gotten me a while back. And we're just going to go ahead and just, I love it, man, because it does save up quite a bit of cleanup time using this tool. And guys, I suggest any tools that I show, if you can possibly afford to get them, go ahead and get them, because they will make your buildings a lot easier to do. Anyhow, we'll just continue on with this. And I always put the flat side of the cutters up towards the project part. And watch out because it will bite you. It just bit me. Like I said, the flat side toward the project. So when you cut it, it cuts it as close to the project as you can get it. And that's just, again, whatever I show you guys is my way of doing it. It's only to show you guys how to do it. If you come up with your own variation, that's great. And that's what it's all about. Anyhow, dead sprue. Put that on the side for now. And we'll go ahead and cut this one out. Alright, we're almost ready to start painting this stuff. And I'm going to use a rattle can, and I'll show you the brand and what color it is. And hopefully I'll have enough to do this project, otherwise I'm going to have to run out to the store. I really don't want to hook up my airbrush at this time if I don't have to. Alright, and there we go. Anyhow, we should quiet down there. Anyhow, we'll continue on with this after I get everything all painted up. So stand by and I'll be back in a little bit. Alright guys, actually before we get out to painting this, what we're going to have to do is just make sure that we did get all the sprue off of here, and I'm just going to use this sanding stick to go ahead and do that. And it's only going to take an extra couple minutes, but it's worth it because you'll get all the bumps and stuff out, so your joints will come out nice and clean. And so I'll just give it a little rubby dub here, and I can still, if you run your fingernail over it, you can feel where it needs to get sanded. And like I said, I like to get down this right to the plastic if I possibly can, and sometimes it needs a little extra persuasion. So we just give it a little bit like that, and a little bit like that, and just a little bit on that corner. You need to be gentle, guys, with the sanding. This is very fine grit that I'm using right now, because you could take too much off and you'll make the whole building not look good with square seams. This one's right here, and then this one right here. I already did the other two, so I'm just going to go ahead and do these. And I'll finish these up off camera, and then we'll go ahead and give these a little spray with some paint. And you know what? This is a brand new kit. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's warped. Right here, you can see that it's warped. That's pretty sad, you know? And this one looks like it's warped the opposite way. Looks like the ends are curling up on this one. You know, you spend so much money for these darn kits, and you can't even get a quality kit out of it. That burns me up, really. That's why I like doing scratch builds. Alright, that's good. And that is good. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and get it painted. Like I said, I'm just going to use a rattle can on this. So that being said, we'll be back shortly. Alright guys, while we're waiting for the walls of the main building to dry, I will go ahead and start putting these silos together now. As you can see, and I don't know if you can, let me just show you, that I do have them numbered for best fit, and then you can see the two arrows face each other, so these, oops, these ones would go like that. Anyhow, it's always good to have your instruction sheet in front of you so you know exactly what parts you're going to be using. And on these, it says number 4, and don't always look on the sprue to find the part number, because the part number could be embedded in the part itself, such as these guys right here and these guys right here. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and start gluing this together, and I'll be using my Model Masters glue. I have no problem with this glue. It's always been good to me, so I'll keep on using it. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and start gluing this together, and we'll see how this is going to work out. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a bead this way and let that dry, and then I'll put the support beam on there. Like I said, I have never had any kind of luck putting these silos together, and I'm going to see if these don't turn out good. I'm just going to go get some PVC pipe, and we'll use that instead. Anyhow, I'm just going to go ahead. Let's see. Let me get this going. Come on. It's been a long time since I used it, so it's... Come on, I want a nice piece. There you go. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just kind of lay a bead down in here. Alright, we're going to let that dry. Hopefully I can move my fingers without moving the parts. And we'll let that dry up a minute, and then we'll go ahead and take this guy and put some glue on him and then cover that seam up. And this got a little extra flash. Don't matter, because this is going to be on the inside of the silos, so you won't see it, so you really don't need to clean these up very well. Anyhow, I'm going to let that dry, and we'll move on to the other side, which is this one. Now, this table that I'm on right now has a joint right here, so this side is actually lower than this side, so I have to kind of make sure I'm not on the raised section, otherwise they won't come out even. But again, I'm going to do the same thing. All right, let's see if we can get this guy going now. All right, and the same thing with this, we're going to let it dry, and then we'll put the support in there. Anyhow, like I said, we'll just let these guys dry up, and I'll bring you back when I'm ready to do the next step. Alright guys, as you can see, I've got the silos sitting here. I did put that strip on there. Now I'm going to wait for those to dry up 100% before I even move them, and then we'll continue on. We'll start with putting them on the base, and then we'll put the two end pieces on there, and hopefully they'll work out okay. But in the meanwhile, all the stuff that's painted in the steel color, like the head house, I'm just going to go ahead and put a dull coat on these because I don't think I should waste any paint. Well, maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do the walls. Leave the tops alone. We'll see. I'll think about that. But anyhow, in any event, it's all got to come off the screws. I am going to paint the doors. These doors here. I'm going to paint those a different color. I'm also going to paint the windows that go in here a different color. But anyhow, let me get started on this, and we'll come back in a little bit. Alright guys, what you're looking at in front of you right now are all the main parts that have been painted. For the main building, I use this testers, and it's called Flat Light Aircraft Gray. That's what I use for that, and I think that's a nice color. It's kind of like a tannish, grayish color. It's really hard to tell what color it is. In the sunlight, it actually looks different than the color you're seeing right here. And then for all the for the train shed, the truck shed, and the head house, I have used this Rust-Oleum metallic aluminum. Aluminum, guys. I could say it. I'm just making a little fun at it. Anyhow, the next clip, I'm going to show you how the silos look. I did work on those and kind of got them a little bit completed. Anyhow, with that being said, let's get on to the silos and see what they look like. Alright guys, what you're looking at now is the completed silos. I painted the same colors I painted the buildings, and I'm pretty happy with the way the seams came out on here. I've never had really good luck putting these guys together, but these came out pretty good. And if I'm not 100% happy with them, I do have some putty coming. I told you guys that in one of my other videos. Should be here maybe this week. I don't know if I'll fill in these any further because I think they look pretty good. I mean, from a distance, you're not even going to see those, especially when I do some weathering on this. Anyhow, I just wanted to show you this. Now, I would love to show you putting the main building together, but that's where some of my modifications are going to happen. And so I don't want to show you that right now, but I will show you me starting to assemble the head house and a couple other of the peripheral stuff like the engine, train hopper shed and the truck shed. I will assemble those and show you guys how that's done. Anyhow, with all that being said, stay tuned and we shall be back shortly. Alright guys, we're going to start with the hopper shed, and we're going to complete this guy, and then we'll go ahead and move on to the truck shed, and we'll see how these are going to work out. As you can see, I'm using my my squaring jig, and I have two of these holding up against the side here, one pushing in there, and basically I lift this up and I don't lose everything. I should be able to get a bead of glue down in there. Let's see if I have glue running. I do. And I'll let that dry for a few minutes before I actually move it. But you did see I added some glue in there. Now we'll just see how that's going to turn out. Then the next one will be this side. We'll just flip the whole thing around and put it on this side of the board or wherever it's going to work out the best. Get that one done. Just put the roof on and we should be good to go with this shed. Anyhow, let's give it a few minutes to set up, and I'll go ahead and put the other wall on. So we'll be back shortly. Alright guys, while I'm waiting for this one to dry, I thought I'd go ahead and put the truck shed together. I'm doing the same thing. I got it holding against this way and against the flush against the frame of the gluing jig. And I'll do the same thing. I'll just go ahead and tip it over and get some glue going down in there. Alright, so we're here now. A nice little bead of glue in there, and that should check my corners, make sure my corners are good, everything is looking good. So anyhow, just to show you how I assemble all of this stuff, and hope you guys are picking up on some of these little things that I show you on how to do this stuff. This tool right here is, if you're going to do lots of builds and you want your buildings to come out square, you need to have this jig. This jig is awesome, dude, kids. Kids, I call you guys kids. Well, yeah, I guess you are my kids. I mean, I am older than probably most of you guys. Anyhow, let's continue on and see where we're going to go from here. All right, guys, what you're looking at now are the two completed sheds. This one is the truck shed, and this one here is the train car shed, and it has half a wall on the back, as you can see right there. The building pretty much sits in that open space right there. Anyhow, speaking of the building, we're going to go ahead and start putting the windows in this building so we can make my modifications that I want to do to this building. Anyhow, with all that being said, stay tuned because we have more left in this video. Alright guys, we're going to start putting the windows in the main building here, and we're going to be using this clear plastic for clear parts. It's another Testors or Model Masters glue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a sheet of plastic like this, and I'm going to use a micro brush to go ahead and install them. Now I'm also going to be doing a modification to this building. So I really don't know if I should put the windows in, but I guess I could. Oh, let's go with that. We'll put a little dabby do on here. So this stuff dries, guys. It dries clear, so you don't need to worry about getting it all over the place. These windows can only go in one way. There you go. And this is just having a little bit of fun putting these windows in here. And there are a gazillion of them. There's 14 of them on just this side right here. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you get a little bit on the glass or acetate or whatever you want to call it, because the stuff dries clear. So you could be a little bit messy. Try not to be, but you could be. Yeah, come back here, you. He doesn't want to be in this position. Bet. Anyhow. Yeah, I'm talking to myself, guys. I don't know how many of you guys know, but I have an empty pool in my backyard. It's just too expensive for me to have. But anyhow, because of all the rain that we had recently, there's water in the pool. And I guess the birds think it's a gigantic bird bath because I see them in there every day, picking on whatever food is in there. And I'm thinking that there's some mosquito larvae or something like that in there. And they feast and then they take a bath. It's pretty funny. Anyhow, side number one done with all the windows, except for the top here. The top's where I'm going to be making my modification here shortly. There's freaking hair over it. Alright guys, unfortunately, guess what I forgot to do?
We're going to go ahead and
I forgot to turn on the microphone. So yeah, so what we're going to do here is we're going to add 3 windows in the head house. And the same process, we're going to be using the clear glue plastic. Clear plastic glue. Sorry about that. We're just going to dab a little bit on there, not too much. And like I said, if you do get it on the windows themselves, it does disappear, basically. So you're good to go if you mess up a little bit. Don't worry about it. Anyhow, we're going to continue on with this. I'm going to do these 4 windows, and I'll probably go ahead and do a little bit of a fast forward on this part. Only just to save a little bit of time on this video. So with all that being said, I'm going to sign off right now, and we'll let this go as a fast forward. Alright guys, now that you've seen what I've done so far to this kit, now I'm going to show you what the modification is going to be. This kit comes with 1 wall that looks like this with this extra piece on top, and 2 walls that look like that. What I am going to do is I am going to chop this section off right here, and we're going to redesign everything. It'll be 4 walls that'll be exactly the same size, and this will be the new roof that I will be putting on there. Anyhow, that's all I'm going to tell you about this modification at this time, only because I want it to be a surprise for Gary as well as you guys. But anyhow, all I do to cut this is just with my X-Acto, or my Excel I should say, and I like this knife. It's really nice. It's comfortable to hold. It's got like a rubbery cushion on there, or some kind of a cushion on there. It makes it really nice. Anyhow, I'm going to take my straight edge, and I would cut it on this side, but there's a little ridge on here, so I can't get a flat. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and put this right across the front, and I'm going to line it up with the 2 other edges that are already there. Make sure that we're as perfectly lined up as we can. And then, let me see, we still got to go a little bit more on this one. Sorry if my head's in the way, guys. And a little bit more on that one. Alright, now, trick is to hold this down and start with very, very light cuts so you can establish a groove. Once you start getting the groove going down, then you can start applying some pressure. Now this plastic is a little bit different than regular styrene. It seems to be harder, and that could be due to the processing that they do. But anyhow, once we get this cut off, we can actually assemble this building and let it stand up on its own and see what it looks like. So we're getting there. I can feel it's getting down in there. Now I would recommend doing the snap and break, but you're not guaranteed to get a clean cut like that. So try and use your knife as far through as you can, and every pass that you make, press a little harder on the knife. But you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and do the snap on this. Alright, so normally I would just take this and snap it off like that. Now, as you can see what happened right there, it didn't leave a very clean edge, so I got to clean all of that up. And let's see if I can get back in that groove a little bit. Oops, see, that's what I don't want to do. I might have to do this from the back side. Yeah. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and clean that up, and we'll start to assemble this building, and that's as far as I'll show you as far as this build goes. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do the same thing to the head house, because it has a peaked roof, and I'm not sure that's going to work for what I want to do. So with that being said, stay tuned and we'll be back in a little bit. Alright guys, as you can see, I've got this set up in the jig right now, and this piece right here is very, very warped. And so I'm hoping that I can get it to secure and make me a nice clean corner. Anyhow, as you can see, I got it secured with a bunch of magnets, and on this end I have just a little bit extra clamping just to make sure it stays in there. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and glue this one on camera, and I'll do the other one off camera, and then I will assemble the entire building and show you what it's going to look like. Anyhow, with all that being said, let's go ahead and do this. All right. Alright, we'll let that set up for a few minutes, and then we'll be back and I'll show you the results of that part of the project. And then we will go ahead and assemble the other two walls. And then we will put the entire building together. Yay! Anyhow, we'll be back shortly. Alright guys, this is going to be a little bit of behind the scenes of what's going on with this build. And as you can see, I have the building totally together right now, and it is totally flat, like I said it would be, just like that. So now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the roof. Now the side I didn't show you was the side with all of these markings on there. That we're going to cut out, because my intention is to install this into the structure itself. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out, and we'll see how this is going to fit and look. So stay tuned and we'll start cutting. Now this is approximately 6 scale feet wide by about 10 scale feet in length. Now I gotta have enough room to get a ladder in there, plus the elevator. And I just think that this is just a little bit of a different twist to make it not look like a Walther's kit that everybody else has on their layout. So I decided to do this, and I think Gary's going to be okay with this. And I think I'm through there. Let's do this one. And this roof will be recessed into the building by about 2 or 3 feet, just to give it a little bit more appeal, a little more visual effects. And then we're going to go ahead and cut this guy out. Now, I had a hard time putting that building together because of all the warpness that is in that building is unbelievable. Every part on there is warped. Alright, so this should pop out just like that. Okay, so now with that being said, I still got to put some supports on the top. Oops. Let's not break the building there, Vincent. Okay, let's raise this up a little bit so you guys can see what's going on. So this here is the silo side, and so we're going to go ahead and stick this roof in here just like that. And now all things being created equal, but I'm not going to be able to do this now. Well, maybe I could. Yeah, there we go. They're going to put that in at about that height right there. So with the silos hooked up, let me see if I can figure out a way to hold this up here. But I should just tape it to the inside. Yeah, let me do that. I'm going to tape this to the inside, just so you guys can get an idea without my hands in the way. Alright, let's get some tape here. And we're just going to go ahead and just a little bit on top here, just to hold it in place while we do this demonstration. Alright, so raise this up a bit more. Alright. And so this guy will slip in there like that. And down and around, up and down, and come on. You need to get in there. There you go. Uh-oh, I see what's going on. There we go. Anyhow, you guys can get an idea what that's going to look like. And then, of course, let's see. I got some of this junk on this table. I need to find my head. My head is attached to my shoulders. Oh man. Sorry guys. Alright. Anyhow, the next thing that's going to go on here will be the silos. Thusly. And then there'll be some piping coming down from there. And there'll be two pipes coming down. One pipe will feed 4 silos, and the other pipe will feed 4 silos. Right now I'm undetermined. I might do 4 of these. I'm not 100% sure yet. But anyhow, you guys get the idea what this is going to look like. So with all that being said, let me continue on with this, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Alright guys, as we continue on with the build for Gary Weiss, you can see in front of you right now is I have the roof section that I had to modify because I modified the entire building. Anyhow, the dryers or silos, whatever you want to call them, those are included in the kit. These 4 little dome thingies down the center here, they're also included in the kit. What I added was the roof access here, and also a couple of stacks over here. Anyhow, we're getting close to being finished with this build. Hopefully I can get it done by tomorrow for my premiere video. Anyhow, stay tuned and we shall be back with a little bit more. Alright guys, you're looking at a partial reveal on this, and what we're going to do now is we're going to add a couple of pipes up here, just to give it a little bit more authenticity. So I'm debating on how many pipes I'm going to put up there. This time I have 3 holes drilled at the bottom of this guy, and my intention right now is to put 2 pipes, one to the center of these 4 silos and one to the center of these 4 silos. Anyhow, in order to do my bends, I'm using this number 212 rod. It's an evergreen product. I'm going to do my heat and bend. By the way, I got this held together with a clamp because I don't want it to move while I'm doing these adjustments to the pipes. Because I want them, this is going to be able to come apart when I ship it to Gary, and he's going to have to put it together when he gets it. So, anyhow, that being said, we'll go ahead and take my cigarette lighter. Now you can use You could use a soldering iron, a heat gun, or what. You could even use your breath. Your breath is enough to bend it. But anyhow, I'm just going to use this because to me it's the fastest way. And so I just take this and I'll just hold it under here like that a little bit and just take it and wham, here you go. Now I want the top one to have a slight little angle on it. And you need to hold this because if you don't, it has memory. It'll go back to its neutral position. So you need to hold it till it cools down. And so there it goes. Now, the trick is how to measure it. And I'm not really sure because I'm not a carpenter or anything like that of how to measure this. But we're going to come out from this hole. So I got 3 holes up in here. And I'm going to do this without sticking it on the. Now, we're going to measure it out here. Bend it in the opposite. Out right here, right where my finger is. 1, 2, 3. Down. Wow, that looks kind of long there, Vin. It sure is. I'm going to trim it down as soon as we get this to be straight. I'm looking at it right now. I want to see if my bends are straight, and they look like they are. Except this one here, I need to get down to a little bit more of a 90. So I'm going to do this behind here. Just heat this up more. Down. Hold it there for a minute. It's okay if you go slightly up at 90, but I'm trying to get as close to 90 as I can. Now, what we'll do is just snip a small piece of this. Operation. That's going to do. Now, how we did in the first hole up here. That looks pretty good. Yeah. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to breathe on it and just bend it out straight a little bit further. Do it right there. It's all glued in place. Again, I don't know how I'm going to exactly shape it. I'm reluctant to put it as the entire kit. Last time I did that with somebody, it got demolished. Post office. Anyhow, you guys get it, how it's going to be. And I'm going to drill a hole in here so I can stuff that in there. We really won't have to glue it in. We'll just sit there. Anyhow, we'll go ahead and do the next pipe, and I'll bring you back. And that probably will be all we can do for this build at this time. So it will probably be the reveal, so I can show you everything that I've done on this. Anyhow, stay tuned, and we will be back in a little bit. All right, guys, this is going to be a semi-completed building for Gary Weiss. I ran out of some materials, but I do want to get this video posted today, even though it's going to be really late than what it's supposed to be. Anyhow, the main modification I made to this building was this piece right up here. I just lapped it off, and instead I put one of my bucket elevators up here, and I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see any of the roof detail. I'm going to see if I can turn this over a little bit without dropping anything. But you can see all the roof detail I did on there. The main roof, which is the square building with the elevator. It's got 2 dust collectors on there. It's got a couple of standpipes and a roof access. I can put it on here, and hopefully I can turn this around and keep everything without falling apart. Again, one of these Walters kits I am not really happy with. Some of the parts, even though I modified this, even still, some of the parts just didn't fit right. modified the head house also. It used to have a peaked roof, now it's got a flat roof. Over here on the side, you can see that I put, let me back up for a minute. The Walters kit comes with 2 doors on this side and 1 door on the opposite side. And it doesn't have nothing else. So where do those doors go to? So I decided to put a couple of platforms up there, as you can see, and then I have a ladder that runs down to the top of the shed. I might finish that off by putting a ladder on the outside of the shed, blah, blah, blah. Anyhow, flip this around a little bit more. Basically, it's just a kit with just big modifications. As you can see up here, I've got the hoist beam sticking out of the building. And again, we'll turn it around here. And same thing with the platform and the ladder here. I still need to finish that. Still need to add decals. Decals won't be here till next week. So Gary Weiss, you're just going to have to wait a little bit. Oops. I'm going to kill myself with this. Now, if you see this guy here, let me see if I can turn this around a little so you can see it. What I mean about the fit and finish, I don't know if you guys can see how bowed that guy is. I did not touch anything on that. I put it in the hole that it's supposed to be, and I put it into the hole that it's supposed to be here. And the thing is bowed. It doesn't even fit. Look at what it does. So I gotta figure out how to fix that. You know what I mean? Why do you buy a kit? I mean, I could scratch build this kit a lot better than buying the kit itself. But anyhow, like I said, this is a partial reveal. When I get the decals and finally finish it off, I will do a full reveal on it. Anyhow, hope you guys and gals enjoyed this video. And as always, your questions, comments, inputs, subs, shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all, folks. BNSF 6951 out.